A real blocking script before any content genuinely delays the very first paint. Let's measure it on this real page. FCP, first contentful paint, is the real moment the browser paints anything at all on screen, even just a background color or a navbar, regardless of whether the page is actually usable yet. A real render blocking script or style sheet sitting in the page's head is the most common cause of a delayed FCP. It's the real floor every other paint metric in this series builds on top of. First contentful paint doesn't care if the page is usable, it only watches for the real first moment any content, even just a background color or a navbar, actually appears on screen for a real visitor to see. This real synchronous script sits in the document head, genuinely running before the browser has passed a single line of the actual visible body content below it, no matter how simple that content is. A real script tag without async or defer blocks HTML parsing at the exact point it appears. The browser must finish running it before it's even allowed to look at the navbar or headline that come after it. Not even the navbar, the simplest, cheapest thing on this real page to paint, can appear until this genuinely unrelated script finishes its real 300 milliseconds of blocking work, however trivial that work actually is. Take the exact same script and place it after the real visible content in the body instead of in head tag, same real code, same real 300 milliseconds of work, just relocated to a place that doesn't block anything visible. Now the browser's real parser reaches the navbar and headline first, paints them, and only then runs into this script. The visible content is no longer standing behind it in the real document order. The exact same real 300 milliseconds of work still happens. FCP doesn't reward you for deleting code, only for what's standing between the browser and the very first real pixel it's able to paint. For a real external script, adding async or defer tells the browser it doesn't need to block parsing at all, genuinely the same idea as moving the code, with far less manual reshuffling required. Look for any plain script tag sitting above your real visible content with no async or defer attribute. That's a genuine, direct candidate for a quick FCP improvement on your own real site. A link tag in head tag genuinely blocks first paint too. Since the browser wants to avoid painting unstyled content, the same get out of the way early fix applies to real CSS. A great FCP doesn't guarantee a great LCP or TBT, it only tells you the real page started responding quickly, not that it finished loading or became usable quickly too. Inlining just the real CSS needed for the very first visible section lets the browser paint immediately, deferring the rest of a larger real style sheet until after that first paint. On a fast real connection, a 300 milliseconds delay barely registers. On a real 3G connection stacked with several blocking resources, these same delays genuinely compound into several real seconds of blank screen. Next, TBT, the real metric for a main thread that's too busy to respond.